CrackBerry.com.
And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Hit play now. You won't see this if you don't hit play. But like, if you're watching and you know, take two, starting now. Welcome, everybody, to CrackBerry Live. We are on location at BlackBerry Live in Orlando. Adam Zeiss, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I don't know yet. It's
excited,
too early
nervous,
to tell.
not sure.
Well, so the truth be told, we haven't prepped for this at all on our end, although our venue and setup and tech team here is pretty freaking awesome. So we just showed up.
We basically just hung out all day and kind of monkeyed around and wrote a few posts here and there, and then they said, we're going live in 60 seconds, and here we are.
Go on stage. So first, we have the chat room watching live. So guys in the chat room right now and gals, tell us how's it look, how's it sound, are we okay by your standards?
Kevin's reading the chat, so he's going to pay attention, and we'll answer any questions we have. We're going to have people coming and going. We have our somewhat roving reporter, Blaze, who's going to bring some people in if we have any random guests that fly by. But yeah. So we'll do a little chat here and there. But
the chat room says we're good, so I can ignore the chat room and talk to the live audience. It's not true. So, so let's start at the start here. What is this all about? BlackBerry Live has a long history to it, although this is the first year it's actually called BlackBerry Live. Now, CrackBerry has been covering this event every year since 2007. The first year I came here solo, I couldn't even get a press pass. Can you believe that? Couldn't get a press pass.
And it was WES in 2007, right?
CrackBerry was such a fledgling site. It was called WES, which stands for
the Wireless Enterprise Symposium.
You nailed it. Yes. So it was WES. I think it may have had a different name before that.
Maybe.
And then they rebranded it from WES to BlackBerry World. But then, of course, the BlackBerry App Store front, which was the place to download apps, got renamed to BlackBerry World. So this conference got renamed. So now it's called BlackBerry Live. And when that happened, you know, basically I said, well, if it's called BlackBerry Live and we go there and we don't do something live, I'm going to feel like we're not doing our job. And
so here we are.
We like to make more stress for ourselves. So we, sent some emails, made some phone calls, and lo and behold, here we are now tonight on the show floor. I don't know how much you guys can see right now, but we'll do a behind the scenes video so you can see everything of what's going on. But we are in a great location here. Mm-hmm. There's people walking by. Now, right now, as we're talking, the opening reception is taking place. This is normally where Adam, me, Blaze drink way too much, and we then go back to our rooms trying to think about what we should be doing the next morning. But then we just go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and then we just show up at the keynote, and then it's all craziness. But tonight we're foregoing all that to be here and test our gear out. And I think what we're going to do is test our gear out. How's it look? Maybe we should try what's on the HDMI camera for a bit. So we have a nice little setup here.
This is a new Z10 that we got today, because everyone in attendance here gets a brand new Z10. So this is one out of the box, and we have it hooked up. So what we're going to do tomorrow, when we're going to have various guests on, so we have their apps, whether they're developers or anything they want to show off, and it actually shows up on the screen behind me. But we'll be able to pump it through in the video. So they're going to demonstrate the apps. We have a couple developers with apps that you may know already, a couple developers that are going to have new things to show off. So it's going to be very cool. It's very interactive. We started out with a handful of people that were going to come on that we scheduled, and we've run into people since we got here, basically, that we couldn't get in touch with because everyone's so busy. But everyone we see now, it's, hey, do you want to come on our show? Hey, do you want to come on our show? So we kind of monkeyed around with the hours a little bit and stretched things out. So we're going to have a slew of people over the next 3 days, I guess, that are going to come on, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Tonight's this show right now is the beta show. It's the alpha. It's the we're just seeing if it works, and we're going to try to figure out what works and doesn't, so we know how to be a little better tomorrow. Then on Tuesday afternoon, we'll fire up things again, the CrackBerry Live setup again. But Tuesday morning is a crazy day. So
tomorrow's going to be pretty busy because we have to be up bright and early to go to the keynote at 9 o'clock in the morning, and that runs for about 2 hours, so it'll be done around 11. And then we have a little window in between where we're going to come in and give some feedback and do a real quick show.
Yeah, we're going to do that live.
Maybe
is that the plan?
I don't know if we're going to do it live. We might just record it. But then after that, we have a Q&A that we need to go to with some executives.
Executive Q&A, which in the last couple shows, this is something that's been new in the coverage standpoint since Torsten Hines and all the new C-levels came on board. Before then, we never ever had Mike and Jim after
the new BlackBerry.
give all the media in attendance like the one-on-one. But we've seen it 2 times now. I think the first time was after BlackBerry Jam World last year.
Yep.
And then again at the developer conference this fall. And it's been great just to get the CEO and CMO in that sort of setting.
Sure.
Such awesome guys. So that'll happen. Then there's the BlackBerry Jam Conference Keynote, because really there's 2 conferences happening here tonight. Or this week. There's the traditional WES conference, turned BlackBerry World, turned BlackBerry Live. And then there's the BlackBerry Jam Developer Conference, which is now kind of happening at the same time. So
and this year it's better because last year they had BlackBerry Jam Americas, but I think it was off-site. So and it was 2 separate conferences, so you had to register for both individually. And it was kind of a pain because we tried to get over there at one point. You had to take a shuttle bus, and it was this whole big ordeal. But now it's all integrated. So the general session keynote for BlackBerry Live is that way, and then the Jam keynote is back over this way. So it's all self-contained in one spot. So all the developers are here. Everything's just all in one place, so it's good. So we have the Jam keynote in the afternoon.
I think I just found our first guest. Sorry to stop everything. We need you on stage. Yes.
Uh-oh.
We need a wireless microphone to this man.
You can come around.
You
There's
have to
steps
come on
right over here.
stage. So this is exciting because while
Adam and Kevin,
How
I
are
can't
you?
believe this.
wait till you're on the mic. Wait
We're
till
not
you're
on the mic yet. You can't talk
Oh
yet.
my. I'm like starstruck right now, guys.
No,
I've
you're
followed you
lying.
For years.
You're lying.
It's been amazing.
We have to fix that mic.
Oh,
Our mic's not ready yet, so we're having a quick
1
time
second,
out.
please.
This is why we're sorting all this stuff out tonight, so that we don't run into these
Apparently,
issues tomorrow.
the chat can hear. So here, talk right now. Can you hear?
Okay.
Maybe they can't hear you well.
Can you guys hear okay?
I can just
off
lean
the
like
lap?
this. You can talk into
just
my
I'm a
mic.
little short, so
That's all right.
I'm
There we
waiting
go.
for that growth spurt. Thank
better?
you. I appreciate
Make
it.
you feel better? I'm just over tall.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Not as much as some people. but-
I actually ran into Torsten Hines.
You met Torsten. Okay, we
How
save
was
it.
that?
Save
That
it
was
for a
probably-
second. Save
Time
it
out.
till we're going here.
Kind of accosted him, but it's okay.
You accosted. Okay. Oh,
You got it?
Okay. So now we have the CB
That
mic.
is awesome.
And isn't this the coolest mic? This is the coolest microphone ever.
It
Okay.
is.
So we're learning here today. This
Yes.
is like, again, the beta show, which means we're talking as we learn things to ingrain them in our brains. So tomorrow we don't have to talk about them, we just do them.
Right.
So apparently when I hold this mic to you,
Yes.
what's important is the distance from you.
Really?
If I go like this and you go like this and
Yeah.
this, it's gonna screw everything up for our technicians.
So don't move.
That's horrible.
Horrible.
Right.
So we're just gonna hold it that distance.
Okay, I could do that.
That's the cam you want to look at, right down that middle cam, or just
Okay.
talk to me, because then that camera's gonna get you, because we're all super fancy here.
Okay.
So what do you
Which
feel
do
more?
You prefer?
I think talk to me.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good.
So Jake,
Yes.
now we were setting up here.
Shouldn't you
and-
introduce him to the world first? Nobody knows who Jake is.
So
Hi.
this is awkward. Where would I look
I'm
for
Jake.
this?
You look
There
in
you
the
go.
middle. Don't ignore me.
Ignore. Okay. So I was walking, or we were setting up earlier today. We've had people coming and going because, I mean, we're making a bit of a scene here. And then Jake shows up. This is Jake.
Hi, everybody.
So Jake says, Kevin, I just want to talk to you, say hi to you. And
Yes.
then what do you say? Tell me your story. Tell everybody your story.
Well, I'm from Ohio, and as an avid BlackBerry user, I want to represent BlackBerry in the States. Been wanting to come to BlackBerry World, but now BlackBerry Live, ever since it's been going on, ever since you've been probably coming here, and so I finally did. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go. I was just picked as my law school's class valedictorian. I'm writing
Whoa.
my speech on my BlackBerry right now.
That's
He's
what I'm
the one
talking
that's
about.
starstruck.
I mean, when I was an undergrad at Miami University, I used my laptop died, so I wrote my papers on my BlackBerry 8330, and then went up to a bold, and so now I'm ready to go for the Q10 or Z10. I'm not sure, but
So that's a
who knows?
good question. Q10 or Z10?
Right.
What are you thinking? We've been like, this is in
It's
the
tough.
forums, on the blogs. That's
Oh
all
yeah,
I'm talking
I've been
about.
watching. Yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of on the fence still. I'm kind of like you, but at the same time, I'm a diehard physical keyboard fan. But my girlfriend has Z10, and so I've been getting acclimated to that quite well. But I'm planning on using my playbook, and specifically even like with all my friends, like really leverage that, and especially with my speech up coming up. So I'm really excited.
Awesome.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
your first BlackBerry Live here.
Yes.
You just hit up the solution showcase where it's the opening
Oh,
reception.
amazing.
What's the scene like in there?
Well, for all the CrackBerry community members who were not able to make it, it's amazing if you get the chance to go. Highly recommend it. BlackBerry everywhere. Really a lot of great swag. Just a really great time, great experience, really.
So it's really funny because now I was watching like the Met Ball last week, so I really feel like I need to ask. So Torsten Hines, was he wearing Prada, Versace tonight? What was he? No.
I was
we need to
looking
know
up
that.
and I couldn't even really, I was just so awestruck, and he was so down to earth. One of the things you kind of talked about, and we've seen in the forums for a long time, is just like that level of just being able to talk to somebody, relate to them.
He's a real guy.
Yeah,
he's
he
not
is.
wearing the CEO shell.
Yeah,
like it's.
right, exactly.
It's a new BlackBerry.
Exactly. I said, can I take
No,
a picture?
that's not just.
Right.
That's like companies in general.
Sure.
You meet CEOs, right, and they're
Yeah.
like, you don't know if it's the person or is it
just right.
the
Somebody
position.
else. Right.
not
No.
with, not with TH.
Real deal.
I call him TH now.
TH.
I
That's your
saw him
best
earlier. I
bud.
was like, hi TH. I was like, oh, I
You're on a whole
probably
new
should call him
level.
Torsten.
Best buds.
No,
Yes.
I like it. Sounds good. He's that.
I know,
he's
that's
that good.
great. And it was really nice too, because everybody started congregating, and he didn't like blow them off. Just took his time, took some pictures, and kept going. Said enjoy the showcase. So we're really excited. I can't wait to see what he says tomorrow. So.
I can't either. That's something we should talk about
Yeah.
shortly. I think
Sure.
is the tomorrow's keynote and what everybody on CrackBerry wants to see.
Cool.
Jake,
Yes,
thanks
absolutely.
so
Hey,
much
thanks
for
having
coming
me.
on the show
Yeah,
today.
appreciate it.
We'll see you around this week.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Go see
Adam,
Simon. You can have a
thanks.
sticker for your participation.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're good
I
like that.
appreciate
That's
it.
what we give out to our guests. We give them stickers.
Great job, guys. Keep
Thanks,
up the
man.
good work.
Thanks a lot.
So yeah, should we talk a little bit about the keynote tomorrow and what we expect?
What do I do with this now?
You hand it back to John, of course.
Oh, I
See
love
that?
having
It's a learning
this is so
process,
good.
but it's all coming together.
So
it's
we're gonna
amazing.
bring John on shortly, who is the guy I just handed the microphone back to.
he's
And
the guy
much
behind
more
the
than
hand.
a guy. He's
He is much more
a
than a guy.
phenom. He's a man of
Ooh, a
many
phenom.
talents. He hacked us earlier, but then
Did
he
he
fixed
hack
our
us?
problem. No, he didn't.
I have
we
no
gave
idea
him
what
our
you're talking
password
about.
so he could hook all the equipment.
That's true.
up.
We did do that.
Okay, tomorrow. Here, let's look. I'm gonna check the chat already.
Time out. How's everybody doing in the chat? Are they doing well? Are you? Kevin's laughing. It must be very amusing.
There's funny. So I'm like, well, see, I have to scroll up.
Kevin gets sidetracked very easily. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I'm thinking
I'm
about
trying
our
to keep
2014
keep
setup,
my
and
eyes
what
clear.
I need is like the chat room there on a big screen.
It does not, because that would just make it worse. I don't know
Our
if you
live stream there on
You
a
know
big
what I
screen.
always think of? I know this is totally random, but did you ever see the movie Up? When they have the dog that talks, and he's like, ah. But he's like, he's a dog, so he's like, da 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 da, and then he's like, squirrel. So every time I hang out with Kevin, that's what I think of, because he's like having a conversation, and this is John. Oh, what's going on over there? So the more things he has going on, I was very against having the laptop here for this very reason, that he gets completely sidetracked and disappears, and then I'm left filling the void. But I guess that's partly why I'm here, is to
But
make up for the
I'm sidetracked
the
with our
ADD
community
inside Kevin,
in our audience.
and this
right
is
now.
how he justifies it. But
Okay.
so that would be the big drawback in having screens and watching yourself and reading the chat room. I think it would not be a good idea.
This is CrackBerry Live, not Kevin's psychological disorder.
I can't help.
show.
My wife's a therapist, so I deal with it on a daily basis. So
Explains everything.
I'm just trying to pass it off. Kevin didn't know what passive aggressive was until last night, but
I mean, I'm sure I knew at some
I
point in my
explained
life.
it to
I just
him,
really
and
didn't-
he actually realized that he is much like me, very passive aggressive. So it must be why we get along so well.
Could
It
be
has
it.
to be.
Apparently, the chat room says I need a teleprompter, but then we would need a guy who's like typing into the teleprompter. And right now, it seems like I could be reading reading from a teleprompter.
This is where his
but I'm
mind
not.
goes. It's amazing,
Oh, I got it.
all over the place.
Okay, stop. Let's talk about the keynote tomorrow.
Let's do it.
So last night, I was working on my From the Editor's Desk post, saying farewell to New York because we're no longer in New York. We're in Orlando, not Miami. And while I was writing that up, you put up a post on CrackBerry asking the community, what do you want to see from BlackBerry Live 2013? And it got a ton of comments.
Yes, it did.
And it was funny. I didn't know you hit publish,
Right.
and then I went back to the CrackBerry homepage to look up a link to for my story, and I'm like, what the hell? This thing just got 200 comments in 20 minutes. So what's everybody in the community looking forward to, or looking hopefully to hear tomorrow? And then we'll talk about what we're hoping.
I think it was big. I mean, that's how the post came up, because I kind of asked you what we expected, because it's one of the first years where we're not exactly sure what's going to go on during the keynote or what we're going to hear about. So we asked the community, and we had a huge response. But I think a lot of the big things, probably one of the top ones is 10.1 for the Z10.
Yep.
Q10 release date for the US. Instagram, obviously, everybody wants Instagram. There are a couple other apps scattered through there. Everybody wants different apps and things like that. A couple people said, new devices, R10, stuff like that, which I don't think we're going to see.
So
but-
new devices, that was the thing when you asked me, I said right away, I was like, we just got new devices. We don't have them everywhere yet. I mean, Z10, Z10 is now accessible in a lot of places around the world. It's
Sure.
still launching on more carriers. And the Q10 is not here yet, right? It's not,
Not in the US,
not in the US yet. So I'm like, why would you announce new devices now from just a logical business, timing standpoint, there's still a big initial BlackBerry 10 launch happening. But definitely Z10 10.1 update. I mean, I love 10.1 on the Q10.
Absolutely.
There's little things in it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of stuff in the Q10 that is Q10 specific, but then there's things like HDR on the camera, which are really nice to have.
Absolutely,
They make a difference.
But I think a lot of people too, have dove in and downloaded the leaked OSs and fired them up on the Z10. So, but at the same time, you want to have that official version. And a lot of apps we saw, like Skype, was released in BlackBerry World for 10.1 for the Z10. So just things like that, where you actually, you want the official OS, so everybody can have it, and it's I think it's a pretty big deal at this point for sure. There's a lot of new features.
You mentioned Skype, which is a popular app, and obviously in those comments there were a ton of other apps being mentioned. Instagram's the big one.
Absolutely,
it's like you hear the F word. It's like the I word, right? Everybody's. I don't know if it's not a dirty word though, but it's definitely the word that around here is the new thing we're waiting on information about.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Obviously Skype was the big one for a while, and then that popped up a couple weeks ago for when they announced the Q10, I think. So that's there, and Z10 users will be able to have it when they get 10.1. So that one's kind of out of the way now. But then, like you said, Instagram is still the big one. And it's been there all along. Even before we had any BlackBerry 10 devices, it was all about Instagram. So
and at least we've had some workarounds though.
Oh sure, yeah.
And they're still working, sorta. I think
somewhat
for the most part.
The Q10 workaround, not the greatest, but it's still possible to use it. But again, for the average person, you don't want to have to jump through hoops to get something that you want. So
I think the thing that I try to do going into the keynotes and any event like this is kind of set my expectation. Well, actually, don't even have expectations because you have way more fun that way. It's like if you have these high expectations where you
just go in with
try
nothing
to figure out 100 things, it's like
never be disappointed.
You're never going to be
Sure.
Well, you're never going to be satisfied. There's always something else. So.
Well, I remember, I always, every time we go into a keynote now and sit down, I always think back to
Playbook.
The Playbook. It was BlackBerry World 2 years ago, right?
It was 3 years ago. The developer conference.
Oh, right, the developer conference. But I'll never forget it because we were there, just kind of doing our thing, blogging, like, oh, press release, press release, press release. And then all of a sudden this video comes on, we're kind of sitting there and we're still, I think Kevin and I and Blaze, I think, was there as well. We're in the middle of writing and we're like, dun, dun, dun. And we kind of look up a little bit and then I kind of punched you and we're like looking because they have this tablet on screen with the BlackBerry logo on it and we're like, what's going on right now, And it was just this huge thing and we were legitimately surprised at that point. So I think every time we go into a keynote now or any kind of session like that, that's kind of the anticipation that I have, like deep inside. I'm like, surprise me. Like I really want to be wowed. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for when we sit down tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the big thing now, and I've talked to, you can tell when people are excited. I've seen a lot of genuine excitement around here.
Sure.
It's not the words, right? You get a little vibe like, oh, there's going to be some surprises, and I think there will be some stuff. And I think the big thing now is that, last year at this event, BlackBerry 10 was literally unveiled,
right?
But it was a long time off. We didn't have new phones.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing at that time on a BlackBerry 10 preview, which was literally like an app running on top of the Playbook OS. Like it was not yet an OS. It was sort of a packaged product running that got the gestures across and everything else. And then we saw it evolve, by BlackBerry Developer Conference. Then it was legit. It was software that you were using.
Right.
And then now we have devices. We have a platform now, and I'm hoping tomorrow to see that, right? I mean, we know BlackBerry has great new phones. They're back in the mind share. Boom, new product. Everybody's happy, right? If you think back even 6 months, the things we had to read in headlines all the time, you don't really read them anymore. It completely, like, snap of a finger changes.
Absolutely.
But now it's where do we go from here? How do we keep building on top of this new platform? And I think that the discussion is really exciting. I was talking to one individual yesterday, earlier today, I should say, who said, you have no idea how good it feels that I can now refer to BlackBerry 10 in the past tense, saying, when we launched BlackBerry 10 versus talking about BlackBerry 10 as something in the future tense that's coming, it's going to be awesome. And that's what I'm looking forward to. More of the story around BlackBerry 10 and obviously an update on time frames. Hopefully we'll find out more about this in the US. Updates on some of the apps you guys are waiting for. And hopefully some surprises. One good surprise I'll be really excited for. So
I think that's my big thing. Blaze and I were talking, and I think we're really pulling for the apps at this point. Because there's a lot there, and even for us, we're diehard, but it's just the apps, whether it be Instagram or RDO or whatever it may be. I think that would be something very good for the community. Would be to have these apps. But at the same time, like you said, it's it's that surprise where, you know, it's not a device or it's not apps or something. It's just something that we never saw coming that totally surprises us. And it's like, holy crap, this was awesome kind of thing. So I think that's always, you know, what we're pumped for. So.
And I think the big thing is whatever comes tomorrow, we will be prepared for it because we have a lot of people on location this week, more than I think we've ever had
Absolutely,
at any
yeah,
event.
by
And
far.
it just kind of came together. You know, part of it was doing CrackBerry Live. We have some other stuff going on, which you'll learn more about soon. You know, hashtag TM13, which requires a little bit of work. And we have more crew helping us out. And I want to bring on another guest if he's around.
Which one we have?
Is John in the house?
John's hiding.
So,
John is still
so
here.
John is our, well, I was going to refer to him as like the hired gun, but that's not, I don't know if that's a good term. So he's going to evaluate how we're doing so far. John P.
Come on up. Come on up.
So John P., let's start by saying your
Bad
last
things,
name.
terrible things about me.
Pizzazzites.
That's right.
No, I nailed it first try?
No, not really.
Wow. that's tough.
Pizzazzites.
My goodness.
Posezidis.
John Posazides, but we're going to call him John P.
That's
because
right.
it's easier.
Tough one.
Everybody does.
tough one.
Of Geek Beat TV fame. So, you know, co-hosting with Callie Lewis.
Yes, I'm the weaker half of the pair.
She's not here right now, so you can
not.
say whatever
be
you
the
want.
stronger
You
half.
can be the stronger
I
half.
am the
I think
glue.
you would
the
take her.
You're
glue,
the glue.
I think you'd beat her in an arm
which
wrestle.
kind of sounds like I was made out of a horse, like ground up horse or something. I don't know.
And
I
you-
think I could take her at arm
Yeah,
wrestling.
maybe.
Although, have you seen her biceps?
I may have copped a feel.
Oh, yeah,
I may
yeah,
have
yeah.
copped a feel, and I was quite impressed with
Yeah.
the
Fantastic.
strength there.
Fantastic.
She's pretty tough.
So, you're helping us out this week. We really appreciate it because you guys have a ton of experience in doing this kind of thing.
We've done it once or twice.
What's the real number?
You-
690.
Oh my God,
more.
I don't know a lot. We've
Couple
done it a
handfuls
lot.
of times.
Yeah.
And the thing that everybody said is true. Going live is really hard.
It is hard. It's not like you'd expect. I mean, the thing is, when you're doing pre-produced content, you can have as many takes as you want.
Which is great for somebody like Kevin because he needs as many takes as he can possibly get.
But the thing is, that's not what the people want. The people want Kevin raw, you know,
Absolutely.
raw and unfiltered.
That I can do.
Raw
all
Kevin
the time.
is the
Yeah,
only Kevin
yeah.
that we want. Absolutely.
But you know, do you find that when you've got it live, you feel pressure to say something awesome? Like you feel pressure to keep going and
Yeah,
add
absolutely.
value and stuff like that?
We were saying before, you know, just having the lights and everything, and I think you definitely feel the pressure because you know in the back of your head that you can't stop and there's no second take. So even when you get to that point where you want to trail off, you know you can't do it, so you got to pull it
So
together.
you want to
and keep
hear
going.
some tips?
Absolutely.
I want
Because
tips.
we do this, right?
We like
In
lots of
fact,
tips.
next week, not this week, but next week is episode number 100 of Geek Beat Live
Congratulations.
in studio. Thank you. And then that doesn't include like events and stuff. So we've
Right.
done it a lot. So there are a few things that I would add as tips. Number one, include the viewers.
Include the viewers.
So you guys, here's how we do that. The first thing that I'd like to know is, where are you guys viewing from? Because this is an interesting question,
Wow.
right? I mean, there are people
Absolutely.
watching.
Why didn't you think of that? Unbelievable.
We're wondering, where are you
Amazing.
From
at?
the internet. They are on the internet, John.
We want
on
to know
the
where,
internet.
where are you
Where's the internet?
physically
Tampa,
located?
Florida,
Check
Indiana,
in. There you
Arizona,
go.
Florida,
Toronto,
amazing.
Toronto,
Ohio,
Cincinnati,
Ohio.
Waterbury,
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Ooh.
to
Is anybody from
Orlando.
Jersey? Where's the
Straight
Jersey?
Fan is in Orlando.
Well,
you
if
should
you're
come
in
to the
Orlando-
show.
Oh, that's Alicia. She's
Mexico, Cyprus, Cyprus,
Alicia. She's
Yasu,
right there.
Netherlands,
Tikanis,
Southern Okay.
Germany.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, Kilawana. I can't even say that one. You guys are
Kilawana.
Canadian.
We could be doing
I'm
this
not
for a
Canadian.
while. So this is
Pueblo,
really a tip.
it's awesome.
This
Pueblo,
is amazing. This is a
Colorado,
good time killer. See?
Vancouver, Canada. No,
We're
wait,
done.
you're not in Antarctica.
I feel like we can leave John here now. We can just disappear.
Look, Antarctica. Miami, Cleveland. Just kidding, he said. Or she. Barbados. All right. The moon, of course.
I feel like John's so amusing. He can just
Sorry.
go on for hours.
Sorry.
No, he's very.
It's like-
there's a word to describe you, and I don't
like
know what it
romper
is
room.
because it's like
You're
the,
not
where you
allowed
want
to say
watch
it
a
on
person.
TV.
It's
No.
fun.
Donnie Halliwell, come on over.
We got a guest.
We need our.
We have a
can-
guest.
you wanna-
I'm
We have
gonna,
a
I'm
wireless
gonna,
wanna trade
I'm
out
gonna
just
go
like that?
do my job,
Well,
and
thanks
you
for the
guys,
tip. We
yeah,
appreciate
hold the fort down.
Thanks.
Donnie, come in the middle here.
You did that on purpose.
John, thank you
gonna
so much.
photobomb.
We're going to have you back plenty of times because we need plenty of
Yep,
tips,
sure
and
did.
all you gave us was one. Talk to the audience. But we're talking to you now, audience. We know where they're from. And now we've got somebody who needs, well, I don't think you need an introduction, but
We're gonna give you one
introduce
anyway.
yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Donnie from Inside BlackBerry.
Welcome.
So you have quite the setup here this week also.
Yes, we definitely do.
What's the mandate? Crush CrackBerry?
No, not Crush CrackBerry. Bring
Just kidding.
better live coverage. I don't know.
No, it's BlackBerry Live, right? You kind of feel
BlackBerry Live.
pressure to...
So yeah, we're gonna be live streaming on Wednesday for an hour between 10 to 12.
Okay.
Bringing some live guests from BlackBerry on for 5-minute interviews. So you definitely want to check that out. It's gonna be streaming on Inside BlackBerry. It's gonna be good.
And you guys started recording interviews today, right? So there's going to be a lot of just videos people can check out online.
Yeah. So we've got the studio. So we've been shooting interviews all week, and they're gonna be popping up online. Stay tuned.
Okay, where can everybody tune in? Just give us the Donnie spiel. This is
All right,
your
all right.
This is the Donnie hour.
So
This
yeah,
is the
Donnie
BlackBerry
hour.
fame here.
We've got blogs.blackberry.com. It's the official BlackBerry blog, other than CrackBerry, and
We're the unofficial.
the unofficial blog,
That's all right.
and devblog.blackberry.com for all your dev news, and bizblog for the biz news coming out of the show.
And they cover lots of enterprise stuff there too, right?
They cover
So it's-
lots of interviews, and they already threw up a video from Government Day that we shot.
Got it. What's Government Day all about? I would like to know this because I've been here for a lot of years. There used to be like Analyst Day, Government Day, and I'm like, I want to go in, and it's like, sorry, sir, you can't come in.
It's a time where they talk about products that are specifically designed for that market, be it confidential or be it really tailored to
gonna be a
them.
guest?
So yeah, it's kind of like
okay.
closed door sessions for our government
that-
customers.
Okay.
But we should bring Luke Reimer up here. He's not around today, but
Bring Luke in.
ask
Throw
him
out there.
anything about Government Day you want. He'll be your man.
Okay, amazing. Well, I hope you have a good week. This is
Yeah,
your
thanks so much.
how long have you been at BlackBerry now?
3 years.
3 years, and this is
Yeah.
your third one of these shows, right?
Yep, third.
And first year you were not doing this.
I remember
You
when
were-
Donnie first started.
Yeah, Donnie was Mr. PR guy.
He was
for
our guy.
us.
That's right. I was giving you guys press
He was
releases.
walking around with
Yeah.
a bold 9900, and we were like bugging him because he had it in his pocket. And we were like, I need the device again. I need the device again.
And now you're running the show on the.
I guess. Well, I'm not running the show. I'm just.
You're
on
the are you
I'm
the
on the
talent?
show.
How
I'm
do
just
you
a talent.
describe you?
I don't know. No, definitely not a talent.
So what I love about Donnie is he's like us. We just you learn as you go a little bit. You kind of
Yeah.
get forced to, but you're getting really good really fast.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool.
Great,
Thanks
guys.
so much for coming
This is
out.
a good setup.
We hope we don't let
for
anybody
coming.
down this
Appreciate
week.
it.
So
Awesome.
do a good job on your end so we can always send
Where's
people
the
your way.
exit? Stage left.
You can go down the
Stage
stairs.
there so you don't have to
Usually people take the stairs.
I want more
Thanks,
guests.
Donnie.
This is fun. So I
Well,
saw.
why don't we talk about who else we have out here to help us out? Because we kind of segued a little bit because we were saying how we have a big team on hand.
We got Lil E ready to go.
I know there's some kind of disappointed, but we do. We have Lil E. If you,
So we're
you
gonna
want to
cue
come
him up.
You ready?
Okay, for the audience, so we have some scheduled guests. We have some walk-ons.
You have another guest named Jeff.
Jeff's coming up soon.
Jeff from BlackBerry's coming up.
Jeff
Okay.
BlackBerry. His
Oh wait,
last
not
name.
yet, not yet.
Not yet. We have Lil E right here. He's going to
Hey,
come hang
Lil
out
E.
with us.
Come on up, man.
How you doing?
Welcome to the show, Lil E. So, anybody who reads CrackBerry, they've been watching. They've been seeing some video drop from you, more like 2 videos now, right?
Right. Right now, I actually dropped my latest music. It was a rock track. BlackBerry 10 is here.
Right on.
And before that, I rapped BlackBerry 10. And then the most popular is No Sleep to BlackBerry 10.
3. Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
what's the motivation behind these videos? You love BlackBerry, number 1.
That's the number one. And then, BlackBerry 10. I just love BlackBerry 10. It's not like the BlackBerry, the legacy devices. So, I just love BlackBerry and I just love supporting them.
How long have you been a BlackBerry user now?
Since 2005. First,
That's we're like the same then. 05 was mine. So you had the 7290 or the 87?
actually had the 8900.
No, not
No,
in 2005.
8700. Sorry about that.
Okay, so that would have been
8700 with the
like-
track wheel on the side.
That would have been like late 05, I think, right? Right on. What carrier? I'm going way back.
Singular.
So was it the silver one then?
It was.
See, these are the questions where CrackBerry Nation knows, we don't just do this for our pretty faces. This is pretty much what I dream about at night. That's awesome. The silver is beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your show this week. So you came out here. Are you going to perform at all? What's the plan?
Well, we got some surprises, so
Okay.
you know,
If Adam
Yes, sir.
cleared this and I cleared the stage right now, would you just do something for the audience watching?
I would.
Seriously?
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Here's the mic.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna walk away.
You want to take that?
We'll go like this. I'm gonna get this out of your way. The stage is yours.
All right. This is Lil E, Mr. BlackBerry 10. And I'm going to perform, I rep BlackBerry 10, acapella, no music. Yeah, I rep BlackBerry 10. I'm all in it to win. BBM me on my new pen, otherwise I don't comprehend. Last year they said we led place. Yeah, repping it all day. BlackBerry 10 in your face. Yeah, don't even wear a case. So yeah, that's the I rep BlackBerry 10. No music, just a little something. Mr. BlackBerry 10, Lil E, and no sleep to BlackBerry 10. I know everyone. They know the no sleep to BlackBerry 10 right now. I'm repping no sleep to BlackBerry Live. You know, we losing sleep, so we're waiting and we're excited about it.
That was awesome.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks for coming on.
No
Are you here
problem.
all week or?
I am.
Cool. We'll definitely see you again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So you've started a line. We got like a queue of people to come on. So we're gonna just like keep them coming, bang, bang, bang. That was a great start to the show. Great start. And,
problem.
you're at the keynote tomorrow.
I am.
Okay, right on.
I'll see y'all later, man.
Cool.
Y'all take it easy.
Thanks
Thanks
very
a lot.
much.
Take it
No
easy.
problem.
So who else is here? It's like an extravaganza now. I feel like everybody's migrating over here. But we
Jeff
have Jeff.
Gadway.
Jeff. Oh, that Jeff.
So John P. introduced Jeff as Jeff Blackberry. I'm like, who's Jeff,
Jeff Blackberry. Welcome. Oh,
I brought a friend
two
too.
for one.
Okay.
I brought a friend. It's amazing.
Okay, so
we're gonna run out of
We're
room.
learning here, so you're gonna have to share this mic,
That's okay.
and I'm gonna have to learn how to interview you. But
Jeff wears CrackBerry orange shoes.
And socks
Laces.
too. I don't know if you can,
Oh,
if
my
you can
goodness.
get in on
Oh.
these, but
those are pretty hot.
pretty.
yeah.
So Jeff, you guys
That's
are very
amazing.
stylish. You're always.
They're unbelievable.
I
feel
gotta
so
try to
underdressed
keep
now.
up
I'm
with
like,
Kevin. I mean,
I go through cycles though of like complete laziness.
I feel terrible. I'm wearing a
To
t-shirt
like,
and sandals.
then
It's
I'm
a
like,
style.
okay, I'm gonna go shopping and buy some nice stuff, and then I
Yeah.
go
I
through.
think, I think New York did that to you, though. They
New-
kind of brought out their
New
style,
York
Kevin, right?
Totally forced it to happen, and a haircut because I went from freak of nature,
Yeah.
beastie. It was more like what's that?
Typical should be.
Beauty and the Beast. I was kind of like the Beast.
You definitely weren't the beauty, that's for
It
sure.
wasn't the beauty.
It wasn't.
Okay, introductions. Wait, I gotta introduce you guys
Okay,
before we
all
start
right.
talking. So, hey, there we go. So I think
Awesome.
I think everybody who's been watching CrackBerry videos for any amount of time or BlackBerry videos is gonna know both these faces. We got Jeff Gadway, we got Michael Cluley. Titles are what? Product managers, product mark.
so I work in product marketing,
Okay.
and
I'm in product management.
yeah,
Oh, so I got it both.
So you nailed it.
you
Why don't you
kind of
guys-
joined at the hip.
Yeah.
See, I tell you, I actually like I pay attention to things sometimes.
Amazing.
We have this great symbiotic working relationship.
You build it, he sells it.
Exactly.
But it's not just that. It's working together to build it and sell it.
Yes.
Right.
That's true, right? You gotta listen to your customers, what
That's
they
right.
want.
That's right.
That's us guys. We're the customers always being like.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's kind of so. I mean, we're going through this through future software now, right? So
Yeah.
Jeff comes over. We say, "Hey, Jeff, we got these really great ideas. What are we going to do with them?" And Jeff kind of kicks in his magic and starts to work through. Well, if we tweak it here and dial the knob this way and turn the slider that way, we got something we can package and sell, right?
Yeah. We can tell a story around this.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So I spend like 2-3 days a week over in the building with these guys, sitting with the software product management team, like working really closely with them, and beautiful things happen, right?
It's
Hub, peak,
true.
flow, time shift.
Can you tell any stories of like how Hub and Peak and Flow originated? Like we've never heard a lot of backstory. Was that internal
Yeah.
ideas? Was it brainstorming?
Like I can talk about peak a little bit, just to get things rolling.
I
mean-
wasn't. This is not a prepared question. It's just
Yeah.
you started talking. I'm like, wow.
Pop in your brain.
Yeah.
Kinda-
I mean,
kinda
it's
curious.
it really started, almost more than a year and a half ago. When you of course we're up in Canada, you get these Rogers or these Bell ads on the flyers, right? And they're the one Carter kind of things, and you see on the one side you see these big touchscreen phones that are advertising media and apps, and then on the back side of it you see nothing but Blackberries, and they're all about communications.
Right.
And Mike Al used to run these vision meetings way back when, right? And he stood up one day in the vision meeting and had one of these cards or threw it up on Slideware and said, how do we take this and merge it? Which is where you get the hub experience, right? Having messaging as part of that core home screen experience where you now you get into the story of Peak, Hub, and Flow, right? So you just kind of go into the hub right from the home screen where you have your app machine, so to speak.
Yeah. And thinking about Peak, if you think back to the playbook, and this is something not a lot of people realize with the playbook, but in the top left-hand corner, you could pull down and see your notifications.
Yes.
That was really the first kind of germination of the Peak seed, if you will. And I remember talking to the UX guys, and they said, Peak is kind of like glancing at your watch, right? You can take a quick look at your watch to get a piece of information that you need, and then you can make a decision as to whether or not you need to do something with it. So I've always kind of kept that in the back of my mind, that, the idea of the peek gesture is a subtle, look at your watch to see what's happening, and then to kind of go from there.
It's a powerful gesture too. It's one of the things too where, last couple of months now that BlackBerry 10's out, I've been, a lot of people on other platforms that I've known for a while, some on BlackBerry who've switched, and some who were never on BlackBerry who've come over and picked up a BlackBerry 10 phone for the first time. The hub and peeking into it is such a powerful thing that they didn't realize they were missing because it just didn't exist.
Yeah.
And then once you have a device that puts this priority on communication and never loses the focus, it's something, if you try to go away from it, you're like, oh, I really missed that.
And we had pretty good sense early on that we had something really special with the hub and peak, right? Especially as we went out and started talking to customers, talking to the market, and learning more about this target group, that we're talking about with BlackBerry people, right? These people are super immersed in tons of different sources of content and conversation, whether it's email, social networks, and with all this stuff coming at them, they started telling us, like, we feel like something's going to get missed, something's going to fall through the cracks. Give us a better way to manage and engage with all this content, right? So the hub, like Mike was talking about, together with the peak and being able to like quickly look at that and see if there's something that needs my attention, becomes really addictive, right? It's a really, really engaging and sticky feature.
Well, what I really love about the experience, and of course everybody knows that I'm huge on Twitter and listen to the feedback, and I spend a lot of time reading feedback as well, right, to make the product better. But what I really love about the Peak Hub Flow experience is just how easy it is for people to pick up and use. I love reading the comments about how, I gave it to my 5-year-old and they got it in like 30 seconds and now they know how to use it. Or I missed the gesture, or I try to do it on my other phones and I get frustrated because I can't swipe up.
Oh, swiping up is very powerful.
So I'm looking at some of the comments that are coming in. No, and Alex HYZ is saying, hub is powerful. You don't actually know how powerful it is until you've used it. And then somebody asked about marketing, right? So I'm going to try to stitch those two together in an answer. And no, but part of our marketing strategy with BlackBerry 10 has been put it in people's hands, let them understand it, let them experience it. And so some of the campaigns, maybe some of the readers have seen these, but there's a really cool campaign that we did. It was a Google Chrome takeover on New York Times, and then we did it for a UK-based publication as well, where you could browse the entire website essentially through the hub. Right, so we put a hub on the left-hand side of the Google Chrome, experience, and then you could navigate through the entire page through the hub. We're also doing this really cool takeover application where you can go and you can essentially experience BlackBerry 10 on your iPhone or iOS or Android device, so you can get a taste of what you're missing.
Now, is that out right now? What's the story behind that? Because I thought I saw something a while ago, and then I haven't tried it yet on any devices.
Yeah, we'll have to get you a link to it because it's definitely out there, and we've been using it in some of the markets. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So CrackBerry Live, are you willing to entertain questions from the audience if they ask them? You can of course just ignore ones you don't want to answer. But we're not going to tell them that. We're just going to see what they type in the next 30 seconds. Go now.
Say yes.
Say yes.
That's one.
People are thinking.
Yes.
So what I would love to do is come back post Keynote and talk about some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
We would love to have you back.
And get into a little bit more of the fun things from that for sure.
So what can we expect tomorrow?
Well, I asked you this last night and this morning, Kevin, and you said you have no expectations. So I'm going to leave you with that.
Smart man.
Well, we're here all week, and we're looking forward to talking.
And he's not a comedian,
with the
folks. He's
Thanks
not
so
a
much.
comedian.
This is a great intro. Thanks for stopping by tonight. We're
Absolutely.
getting up to speed. Did we do okay?
I
You guys
think
did
great.
amazing. You're
I think you did
amazing
great.
guests.
And for those of you who can't see what this looks like from where you're sitting, I mean, these guys are right in the thick of it. Like, this is like the hub, if you will. Pardon the.
With the flow of people
flowing.
Right
There are people
it's
flowing.
amazing. I don't know if you guys want to
right
peek
by
around
here.
a little bit. But, I mean,
We're going to flow off the
It's
stage
amazing.
now.
It's probably a
Yeah.
good idea.
So flowy.
Yeah. Well, thanks a
Guys,
lot for having
thanks,
us on.
Jeff.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Jeff.
As always.
We'll see you again this week.
Absolutely.
All right.
Too fun.
Amazing.
Only on CrackBerry Live at BlackBerry Live will you see stuff like that happen.
Live.
And what's really interesting there is the story of, hub and peak and flow. Because I guess it's easy as consumers and easy as bloggers even to just sort of, we wait for either the leaks to happen or the products to be released or just things to happen, right? We see products and we see final UIs and things, and we're like, oh, this is cool, or we're like, oh, this isn't cool. What we don't see is the blood, sweat, and tears meetings, the vision meetings that generate some of these ideas.
We think about how many hours and months and weeks and years go into planning things that just kind of magically
Hey,
appear for
I
us.
just look at Mobile Nations and the amount of time that we can spend on planning little features. Oh, this is a great time to bring up Marcus.
Dun, 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 dun.
Adelson. It's been 7 years and I still can't pronounce his last name.
We're not sure. He gets to hold his own microphone. He's a professional.
hold it.
You're a
No,
professional.
you have to hold it.
You can handle it.
Anybody on the team holds their own mic. That's the rule. So you got to hold it the same distance.
But if
You got to look into that
Don't
camera.
back up.
So introduction time for people who don't know Marcus. Marcus is the CEO of Mobile Nations, founder too. But I always argue with you because I'm like, I came up with the name Mobile Nations in a shower, but you're the founder of Smartphone Experts
That's right, Visor Central.
Advisor
Then
Central.
morphed into
Take it all the way back.
Smartphone Experts, then Mobile Nations.
Let's have the 5-minute history.
Nah, that's so boring.
About
but
the 3-minute.
the
3-minute.
3-minute history, all right. So back in '99, started a website about the Visor. Visor Central.
Nobody knows what the visor is on this chat right now.
I think some people do.
Maybe
If you're in the
maybe a couple.
chat, can you please tell us if you know what
And
the visor
what
is?
was-
Yes or no?
Let's see. But what was awesome about the Visor was that it had an expansion card called the Springboard, and you could plug all of these.
So that's a phone.
No, it was a PDA. It was a PDA when
a PDA?
PDAs were
What's a
PDAs.
PDA? Marcus, you're showing
Those
your
were
age.
non-connected. I'm not that old, Kevin.
Look, no, don't know what you're talking about. We need to.
So
You
the-
make Marcus sound like
so-
he's 50, and I think we're both
He's
older.
you're a month older. He's a
I'm,
month
I'm
older.
3
than
months older than Kevin.
3
by
months
the way.
older. Than
So no, what was awesome with the Visor was that you had all these Springboard modules, and it was so, the technology back then were like, 8 megahertz, 60 megahertz, processors. So to get an MP3 playback, you need to have the MP3 Springboard module, and you slid it in. Well, anyway, they built the Visor phone. So Handspring, which built the Visor phone, which you plugged it in, and pretty much turned it into what was going to become a trio. So the Visor plus a Visor phone, and I still have a working one at home. It's a GSM phone, so it's really cool. That merged into the Trio, and at that point we split the website off and we created Trio Central.
Right.
And as the Visor died, which it eventually did, Trio Central was growing and was doing very well. But I was like, maybe we need to diversify a little bit. I don't think Palm is going to mess up, but maybe. We don't want to go down with them if they do. So that's when we acquired CrackBerry and got Kevin on board, which was fantastic. And then simultaneously we launched WM Experts, Windows Mobile Experts, which turns into WP Central. And
Now I remember the earliest days of our meeting, and you weren't a BlackBerry fan at the time. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I was a true BlackBerry fan until BB10.
I know.
Many
Years of no. This is the thing. Many years. I'm like, why don't you just?
I kept buying the phones, but we always used Gmail or Gmail apps for our in-house system, and even the Trio had active sync. So I was always used to getting the emails right away. The sync, the read status and unread, all of that would sync through active sync. And the old BlackBerrys just did not integrate that well with Gmail.
Yeah.
It was fast pushing one way, but then it wouldn't.
The syncing wasn't there.
The syncing wasn't there, and the Gmail app wasn't that good on the old. And then it was, I just escaped from Palm OS, which was a very legacy, platform. I started using the iPhone and some of the newer Windows Mobile builds, and then the old BlackBerry system just felt very legacy.
But very efficient for communication.
Yeah, if you
weren't on Gmail.
if you were on Gmail. So that was always a pain point. And I mean, I tried the 9900, I tried the Bold. I never used the touchscreen ones because we know how well those work. But I am rocking the Q10 now. I've been rocking the Z10 for the last
And this
4 or
is
5
where I
months.
wanted to go was, when Marcus got BlackBerry 10 phones, for us, like I've always loved BlackBerry, right? We started CrackBerry because I loved BlackBerry. And one of the things that got me really excited is when Marcus, you don't really like pull punches when you like or dislike something. You pretty much just call it out. How have we been doing so far tonight?
I haven't been able to watch it, other than watching it live, and I can barely hear you from them.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But it seems good so far.
Okay, that's good.
No, but I mean,
But you like BlackBerry 10.
I like BlackBerry 10, and I think they can reposition it as being the professional device again. Go back 5 years, someone pulled out a BlackBerry. It's like, oh man, they're a lawyer, doctor,
CEO.
professional. They know what they're doing,
Yeah.
right? And I think BlackBerry can get back there. Use it as a strict productivity tool. I just got an HTC One a few days ago to play around with, and obviously I was impressed with the huge selection of apps that are available.
Sure.
And you realize that once you start downloading these apps, wow, there's a lot of things I can do. You can use the Bank of America app to scan your checks and do remote deposits, and there's Hulu Plus and all of these kind of time killers. And then I went back to my BlackBerry and I said, well, I'm missing that, but because I don't have it too, I'm even more productive because now all I do is check my email and purge my inbox. So we'll see. Hopefully BlackBerry will catch up on the app ecosystem, because I know there's some demographic that's going to want to combine both. Yeah. But it's so funny. You pick up the HTC One, which has the power button way on the top. It's a big device, big screen, and I sit there and I try to slide it, right, and nothing happens, and it doesn't turn on. I try to minimize an app. I slide again. Nothing happens.
The actual gestures are very powerful, very fast.
Once you get the gestures, they're stuck in your head. You cannot.
It's always been the thing with BlackBerry is they make an addictive experience, and I think you guys know me and what my personality is like. I think going back to my first BlackBerry, that's what happened, right? You throw a blinking red light on a phone, and even the track wheel where you can almost memorize the movements, like the number of clicks to scroll around, and you get very hooked. And I think BB10 gestures are like that. Sure. I think talking on the apps, the good thing right now too is we know the Q10 is going to be a big upgrade cycle to the existing user base, and that user base, because they are more productivity communication focused, it actually gives BlackBerry a little more time to keep getting this app momentum going.
I think so, because they don't know what they're missing. I mean, I'm sure they do, but a lot of friends that are still using the 9900 and curves, and they will love the Q10. They're not going to go for the Z10. They just want this form factor.
Want the keyboard.
Now they may be disappointed that at 10.1 we're missing some of the convenience features, as you pointed out in the blog the other day. Yeah. And hopefully, BlackBerry will get those back in pretty fast, because these users are the ones that are used to all those convenience shortcut features and that stuff, and they may get mad if
it's a tricky position, right? They want to build a new audience, but they need to retain the base. Sure. And with a new platform, it takes a while to build in some of those advanced features too. That they want to start cleaner and simpler, but you gotta not tick off the hardcore guys.
Sure. And for now, retain the base.
Exactly.
And then start expanding out.
Okay, so I'm going to switch gears on you, because you have two titles. So one is CEO, the other one is developer of the CB10 app. This is the guy who coded the whole thing.
That's right.
First BlackBerry 10 app. I think everybody in the chat knows how. Probably, if they own a BlackBerry 10 phone, has CB10 on it.
They should.
Do you want to hook it up to HDMI, or do you want to do that a proper start and stop?
I do it on my phone.
Adam can do the walkthrough there, but and I'll take questions, because you guys have used the app. You know what it's like.
Wait, I have the first question.
Okay, go.
Everybody wants to know when they can get a dark theme for the Z10 build.
So the issue is, we can do a dark theme for the Z10 build, but we have to manually create all of the pages for that. Go through and set all the color schemes, because BlackBerry does not yet support switching between the dark scheme or the light scheme on the run.
Okay.
You can set it to either one when you compile the file or compile the app. If you set it to dark, it will be dark on every app. You set it to light, it will be light on every device. If you set it to automatic, the way we have the app set, it will be dark on the Q10 and light on the Z10. And there's no in between at the moment.
Right.
If they provide a switcher so you can switch it at runtime, we'll add that right away. So if we want to add the dark theme right now, we will have to have the light theme in the background, which means that all of the built-in Cascades components, like the text boxes and the buttons and those will all be the default light colors. And then we have to go in and hard code, say, okay, I want this to be this shade of gray, and kind of just emulate the dark theme.
So the short answer is not right now.
Well, it will take us maybe 2 days to do, so people really like it. Maybe we can get someone to help us on that.
Let's see what the chat room says. Yes, dark theme. What's Marcus's Twitter handle? You have a new follower in the making.
M. Adolfson. You can find me on Kevin's follower feed.
Here, I'll type it into the chat.
So we'll look at that. It's not, it's not a key priority. The reason the Q10 uses the dark theme is for the battery saving on the OLED screen, but it does look nice. I get used to that.
So two questions, and then we'll let you go. One is, as a developer here this week, now you're coding BB10. Are there any specific announcements that are highest on your priority list of things you'd like to see from a developer perspective?
I think one of the things we're waiting on is the ability to hook into the hub. So right now I can send a notification message into the hub and it will appear in the notification area. and you can launch an app from there. We have not integrated that yet because we don't feel that's super useful. What we really want is a CrackBerry logo inside the hub, and in there you will see either all your private messages or your forum, replies, and maybe new stories. We'll make it configurable. You can say, this is what I want pushed into my hub. And hopefully we'll hear some stuff about that today or tomorrow. And because WhatsApp, which is a popular app, finally got that in the latest 10.1 builds. There's now a WhatsApp icon inside the hub. So hopefully and LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter obviously have that from 10.0. But I'm hoping that they'll make that API available for the rest of us developers, and we'll take advantage of that fully, like we have most of the other BlackBerry 10 features.
Sounds good. Z10 or Q10?
I'm rocking the Q10 exclusively. I used the Dev Alpha C with a flash firmware, so it worked as a phone for about a week. I've used this phone now for a week. I'm going to give it another week at least. But I'm a faster typer on the Z10, and the bigger screen on the C10, has its appeal when you're not doing even the scroll.
Did you watch our vodcast where we debated it?
We did debate it. Q10, hands down.
There's no clear winner. I have in the back end, if I were to show you guys the site on the screen, I can open my article that's 3/4 published, or written, I should say, on Z10 or Q10. And it's really long and messy because I just keep going in circles. And then I keep adding to it because there's little things like BBM groups, okay? I love BBM groups. Now on the Z10, I can see all 4 of my little the contacts, the chat, the list and photos all together. But on the Q10, because of the screen size, you only see 2, right? Sure. I'm like, oh, bit of a where I didn't think about that as a strike against Q10 before. I'm like, that lack of space there actually makes a difference to me.
Sure.
Or if you're in the contacts app editing a contact and you want to add another phone number, you don't have that fixed bar at the bottom. You have to scroll down to get it. And the first time that happened to me, I was like, couldn't figure out how to add a contact on the Q10 because it just wasn't there.
So a few questions in there.
I was talking.
I'm the boss, so I'm going to talk.
So that is just
people
wrong.
asked about
No, I'm done.
about getting Android.
It's now called Marcus Live. Hey, how's it going? I'm here.
People asked about getting the Android Central on the BlackBerry. So yes. So the really nice thing is that we're moving to a unified platform on our backend. So both Android Central and CrackBerry and Windows Phone Central, they all share the same mobile API. So we're building the best of class apps on BlackBerry. Obviously, that's CB10. We just released a really kick-ass Android Central app on Android. Yeah. We have a really good Windows Phone app on Windows Phone Central. So a little bit later this year, we're going to take each of those apps, rejig them to hook them up to, so take the Android Central app, point it to the CrackBerry mobile interface, and release that same app as the CrackBerry app on Android, for Android.
So basically, every site will have an awesome app on every platform.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
But we are developing, for that platform for Android Central first, and then we'll just cross-port it, and it should work out pretty good. We may do a unified Mobile Nations app, but that's not as interesting for us yet because people don't know us as Mobile Nations as well as they know us as CrackBerry and Android Central and stuff. Some people are asking about the Tesla app I wrote. So Kevin and I took my Tesla down here, which wasn't that long of a drive. It was a 2-hour drive. And they did have they did have an electric car charger in the employee parking lot. So the security guard was nice enough to let me in, and I topped off the car here during the day. But Kevin and I are going to do a video on that.
We'll do a video this week. And the most impressive part was Marcus hauled all the TVs here. We have 3 60-inch TVs
and
on stands. And they all packed into his car.
It's a little known fact about the Tesla is that it seems to have endless storage because we pull these 3 boxes with 60-inch TVs out of the trunk, and then it's I turn around all ready to carry them inside, and Marcus is like, oh no, there's more because he pulled a panel from the back of the trunk, so I get all the stuff out of there, and then I turn around and he's pulling suitcases from the front because there's no engine, it's underneath, so it was just amazing.
Now,
mind-blowing.
I want to leave Marcus here with a tease for a press release we're going to fire off later this week for a new site feature we're launching on CrackBerry.
And it will be available in the app at the same time.
And it'll...
yeah,
it's
amazing.
It'll be done tonight, I guess.
Amazing. So we're going to be... it's not a mind-blowing update on CrackBerry, but it's a pretty good feature update. It's something that's needed in the space.
It's needed in the space, and it just shows us, I mean, we're not innovating in it, but I think the ability to launch a website feature and an app feature, a complementary app feature at the same time, and doing that, continue to do that going forward, would be really nice.
It's going to be good. Marcus, thank you so much for
All right,
joining us. This is not your last time being on the show this week.
It's like, unfortunately not, no.
Chat room loved you. Say you're back. Do you want Marcus back or not?
You want Marcus to
Tell
do
us
his
in
own
the
show.
comments.
He could stay up here all night by himself. That's fine, too.
He could.
He could probably talk for hours, because I don't know if you noticed, but the 3-minute synopsis that he was supposed to give turned into like a 12-minute one.
Marcus.
So.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay,
No problem.
thanks a lot, Marcus. Ivan.
Shall we move along?
So we have more guests. This is getting like really easy, and I think the opening reception is probably winding down for a lot of people. So we're gonna get a lot of You're a walk-on,
I'm a walk on.
but you're
Good
a very.
Good seeing you.
This is a person I love that he's walking on. Adam, hang on, everybody, pause. Talk in the
out.
chat room for a
Time
second.
out.
I'm gonna pull up a link and post it in the chat room,
This is great.
so you guys can look at it as as Ivan.
You can't have that up here.
Yeah, but I got great pictures on
It
it.
doesn't matter, you can't have it.
I got pictures of Thin Kevin on here.
Thin Kevin. Oh my God. Yeah.
From
Pictures of me in
2007.
07. Okay. And here's the link. So the link I posted is the birth of CrackBerry Kevin,
Yeah.
and it's actually this guy who dubbed me CrackBerry Kevin back in 2007 or 8.
2007.
Is that what the article says?
2007.
You need to read it.
So you
And
can tell us the
actually,
story.
I have the
It was
picture of
2007.
when I did it right
Holy
here.
Can I swear on the
Can
show?
I
Somebody.
Can we check out the picture?
So that's
Oh,
pretty
no, wait.
awesome.
Hold it.
So
I know it's an iPhone. We apologize for
Again,
Yeah,
that.
sorry about that.
I was telling the
Just
story
quick
earlier
way
in
I
the
pulled it
show. I was telling the story earlier in the show where in 2007, that was just months after CrackBerry launched. I mean, I didn't get a press pass to come here or anything. I paid like the $2,200 fee, which it was back in 07.
Yep.
Showed up with a bunch of super bright fluorescent colored T-shirts,
Orange.
green and orange.
I still have mine.
Lean it forward just a little. There you go. Perfect.
The classic CrackBerry tee, vintage. If you could find one, it'd be worth probably $10. But
eBay.
but I made a lot of friends that year, including Ivan, right?
Yep, that was way back when.
And
Yeah, I mean, we got great pictures here. I mean,
I'm surprised that you have all the pictures, so I find it extremely
I still
amusing.
have them. Yeah.
Or just, you don't just load them up before you come down here? So you can
No, not just for Kevin. I keep them on there.
That's
I
amazing.
still have a picture of the original orange shirt on here as well.
my goodness.
too funny.
I know.
No,
But,
and
it
it's-
was great. It was great. It was a lot of fun back then.
It still is.
It still is. I mean, it just progresses over the years. I mean, back then it was just you coming as an individual, and now, I mean, look at where you've come in 7 years. I mean, this is phenomenal. This is absolutely great.
I would say we've come about 50 feet because I remember sitting.
We were sitting right over there.
Drinking, chatting, and I think
And,
maybe we won some phones or somebody won some phones at a party. Or actually, it might have been over there.
No,
leaving
we were
that
over
room.
there. We were over there.
Yeah.
We won golf bags and phones and iPods.
There you go. Not bad.
Amazing.
No, it's one of the best parts about BlackBerry Live for people who come year after year is, familiar faces.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, and it's like you don't even not see each other the rest of the year because it feels like Adam said it yesterday. We walked into the Marriott and, you walk into the lobby and you're like, we're home, right?
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
call
we were
this-
like all mad because they like redid the Starbucks and stuff, and they expanded it to where the gift shop was, and we're like, no, that's different. That's different.
different, yeah.
But as soon as we walk through the door, you're like, oh, it's like we were just here.
It's
yesterday.
comfortable. It's
Yeah,
a good
for sure.
feeling.
No, so Ivan, I mean, tell everybody what you do a little bit, why you come every year, and
Okay.
have you been coming?
7 years now.
So it was 06,
07. 07 was the first one. This is yeah.
I think that's 6
7.
years.
No,
6
7,
years.
8,
7,
9,
8,
10,
9,
11,
10,
12,
11.
13.
Oh.
1
13.
+ 2.
He's right.
Yeah, I am right.
Okay, 7 years.
7 years.
Wow, time
All right,
flies.
so I work for a local government in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we've got a BlackBerry base, and we've always had one since 2006 originally. And it's just been growing and growing, and now we're looking at other devices as well, but we're looking for a way to manage those better. And just every year I come here, I learn something new, whether it's server side, device side. So this year my focus is on BES 10.
BES 10.
So I'm looking to try to manage those other devices, but do it through the BES 10 console.
And so far, BlackBerry 10 phones, you played with them quite a bit. Have you been
Yeah,
using
yeah,
the?
it's great. I mean, I got the one right here.
Nice.
Yep. But it's a loaner, so being government, I have to give it back.
Right.
So
So how important when you give phones to the people who use them, right, that you manage,
Mm-hmm.
do you lock down the features because it's a government-owned corporate phone? Are
Yes
you
and no.
tracking them, or is it like when I hear bring your own device to work, I kind of assume, well, you get to still play your games and and you hook up your work email, or is it more in depth than that?
It's not quite that in depth. We do have security that we apply to it. We put IT policy for password protection, encryption, timeout, wipe the device, lock screen, things like that. But we're not going to limit people and say, no, you can't do this. We say we strongly recommend you don't do it.
right.
But if they want to do it, they go ahead and do it anyway. If something happens to the device and we have to wipe it out, we're not going to restore personal data. We're going to restore all corporate data,
Right.
and they can just put all their personal data back as needed.
Makes sense.
So, we try to encourage people. It's a work device paid for with public funds. Do the right thing. Use it wisely. Use it smart.
Last question while you're here.
Sure.
Keynote tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hoping for? What's the big announcement, or you're good?
I really don't know. It was 2 years ago that during the keynote, everybody got a playbook and nobody expected it.
Right.
And we were like, holy crap, we can't, this is fabulous. It's like we kept saying, where's the swag when we were checking in? We don't get anything. We get a notebook and a pen. Well, you know what? We paid $1,300. I want better swag. So, we got a playbook 2 years ago.
It's not about the announcements. It's what
about
you
the
get and
swag.
when you come.
It's about the
Gotta-
cool fun
There
stuff.
you go.
stuff.
This just in.
You got to justify getting the stuff. So this year, I really don't know what to expect. I would hope that there's going to be some improvements on the BES 10 side. I would hope on the device side that there's some improvements to go along with
Yeah.
it. And I'm just looking forward to hearing what everyone has to say and just making BlackBerry and BES 10 just making it better.
Well, hopefully we'll be back in 2014.
Yep.
And I hope
Sure
you're
will.
here again. It'll be 8 years.
8 years.
And you'll have to come by again.
We're
and say
getting
hi.
old.
Ivan,
Kevin.
we're getting old.
Yeah.
We're getting young. We're like wine. We're aging better.
Better.
We
We're
taste,
just getting rounder.
we taste better.
Getting
But
rounder here, buddy.
Jeez.
That's the spirit.
This is
You're a
officially
smart man.
called Pick on Kevin Show.
Oh, I did bring you your nice little lapel pin.
I saw this.
So,
I'm going to
yeah,
bust this
so,
out.
just real easy to open
Can
up.
I
I got
open
it
it?
on my badge right here.
Absolutely.
So I can put this on.
You just put it on your
Put it
lapel.
on your lapel.
All right.
Right there. It looks like you're brand new.
Makes
then.
me official.
You have new messages. A little higher. Put it back here.
No, that's
Yeah,
good.
that'll work.
It'll detract from my mic.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Look at
It's
that.
fine. I
that.
feel smarter already.
You feel smarter.
Amazing.
It's all about the action.
You have new messages built in.
Okay, Ivan, thanks so much for joining
Kevin,
us.
good seeing you,
Take
man.
Care.
Take care, buddy.
Microphone, hand it off to James over there.
Okay.
And we're going to bring,
Got it.
hey, you know
You want
what?
your
I
phones
want
back?
my
Ivan.
phones. Give me my phones.
Ivan, I'll take the
Hold
mic.
on to the mic. Time out.
We have yet another special guest as Ivan
Dun, dun, dun,
exits
dun.
stage left. Jerome Cardy,
Yay!
creator of Black.
Yes.
Amazing Twitter client.
Yep.
Do you want me to hold the mic or do you want to hold it? I've seen both work tonight. I don't know what's better.
You want me to hold it? How about I hold it?
Whatever
How
works
about I
for
I
hold it?
feel like BlackBerry
I'll
people
hold it.
do, so they don't need help
I'll
if
hold
they
it.
don't want it. Okay. So we're going head to head tomorrow. Is that the big day?
Is it tomorrow?
I
The
think
voting
so.
ended already.
The voting ended.
So
Yeah,
what's today? The 30th? Yeah, it ended yesterday. So
I'm a little nervous right now. I mean,
it should be.
So what we're
Smart.
going head to head in is the BlackBerry Community Developer Awards. Is that the official name? Did I mess that
I
up?
think it's the BlackBerry Developer Community Awards.
The BlackBerry Developer Community
Nice work, Adam,
Awards.
nice work.
Good cover. Yeah.
And
Jeez.
there's a few categories. Now you're nominated in 2 categories, I think.
Something like that.
One being the guy to follow on Twitter from the BlackBerry developer community,
Yep.
which I voted for you for that.
Thank you.
But if we have another
So we
guest,
felt
but if
bad
we have
for not
another
voting for
guest
Black.
who comes on, I will say the same thing because I just went to 5 different
really
computers
did vote
and I
for you.
voted once for all you guys, so I don't have to lie. And it's true, I voted for you for that. Everybody gets a vote from Kevin.
So did you sign
for
in
that.
with like 5 different Twitter accounts or something?
Maybe.
We
I
did.
do have Campari Kevin.
We went all over the place.
I do have the stuff. I got a bunch of Twitter accounts.
Spread the love.
But we're going head to head in best built for BlackBerry 10 app.
Yes.
So why don't we talk about Black for a bit? Now, we have you scheduled for another time, right?
Yep.
So we're going to do a proper walkthrough of the app because I have a bunch of questions. I actually want to ask you about the UI, which I love, but it's not like native. It's like Jerome native. It's your own version of BlackBerry 10.
I would call it Ryan Native, but
Ryan native,
yeah,
okay. But
yeah.
it's nice. I mean, do we want to save it or talk about
I
it?
just save it for tomorrow. 'Cause
So then let's talk
we went
about-
through the trouble of scheduling in a spot.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Oh, we
so
only have 5 minutes.
So let's talk about tomorrow then.
Okay.
Keynote. What do you want to see as a developer and as a consumer?
As a consumer, I would really love to see what direction they're going in and just them actually putting up a fight.
Okay. As a
Pretty much it.
developer, what do you want to see? Now, wait, what's that mean though? You want to see apps? That's like the most cop-out question ever. I want to
a good
see
answer,
them
though.
fight.
As far as putting up a fight, apps definitely, no question. That's probably a trouble spot right now. But I would definitely say just innovation, marketing, those two things.
Keep it coming.
Yep.
Never stop fighting.
Yep.
Now, as a developer, what is the thing you want to get your hands around to put into your app, which is already super feature rich, right? Like it's
Yeah.
You're good? You're done?
Yeah,
That's it?
it needs more work. I'm not gonna lie. But as far as being a developer, I'd like to see just the direction they're headed in with BB10 in general. I'd like to see a Q10 fall into my hand sometime this week, since I don't live in Canada. I don't live in Canada.
I don't live in Canada.
So-
I have a
Well, here, I'll make it come
Excuse
true.
me?
I don't live in Canada. I have a
But I'm taking it back in like 20 seconds. But it
can have
fell
white
in.
and black.
Everybody saw that? It fell in.
Very nice.
amazing.
See,
Now you won't get it back.
and yeah, this sucks.
Now he's just done with the interview.
Yeah.
Mic drop. I'm out. That's
This
it.
is over.
But no, I'd like to see where they're headed.
Cool.
That's pretty much it. Headless apps, definitely. That's a biggie for I think any developer at this point. So.
Cool.
Jerome, thanks for stepping on the stage tonight, helping us warm up. We're getting the hang of this, and
We'll see you tomorrow.
we're gonna do the deep dive soon. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks
All
a
right,
lot.
See you soon. No problem.
All right.
So we got to wrap it
We're
up.
gonna
I guess.
talk to our audience again because John P told us to
John P's the man.
earlier tonight.
You may remember him from such shows as CrackBerry Live at BlackBerry Live 2013.
It's true. So in the chat room, guys, let's. Well, A, tell us what you thought so far. Did we
Tell
do
us
okay?
How good we were, how bad we were.
The leg here, like
Not
the
how bad
thinking,
we were.
thinking,
I don't think I can hear it.
You want to get your coaching and feedback on video?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you want to give people a little sneak peek of what they're seeing here, what you're doing behind the scenes?
Yeah,
Yes.
Because
for
we
sure.
got a roving camera.
We have a
Do you
roving
wanna-
camera
you
now?
We
wanna-
have a roving camera.
Wow,
We've had a
I
roving
didn't know
camera for the
this.
last hour.
Okay, we're gonna start roving around so you guys can
So
see it.
we're going to give you a little view of our setup here. You can
Oh,
see how it
Jamal
all
Burnside
works
says he
out.
loves the CrackBerry crunk case. So I would like to say this show was brought to you ad-free by shopcrackberry.com. You can help support this show and many other shows in our Mobile Nations network by heading to shopcrackberry.com if you own a BlackBerry. Hey, you know what? If you own an Android phone, you can head to
Breaking the third
shopandroid.com.
rule.
What's the third rule? If you own an iPhone, head to the iMore store. But this is a BlackBerry show, so you want to pick up the crunk case. This is actually the first time we've done like accessories, and this has been something I've been wanting since like 2006. Is lots of CrackBerry accessories. You guys want them too because you always bug us about them. But we finally have it. Really good. You head into the store, you can like get all three colors. We have it in CrackBerry orange, we have it in white, we have it in black. You can buy them individually for $15, but you can get all three for $29.95. I'm gonna keep reading the comments. This is like infomercial.
We can show a little bit of our setup here and everything. This is
Oh yeah.
our blogger central over here. This is where we're all set up for the week, kind of doing our thing. That's James over there. He's the glue that's holding us together. Our good friend Renee Ritchie, and our other good friend
That's Kay.
who never likes to be on video, so she'll remain nameless.
She loves being on video.
And there's Ken.
Ken in the corner. He's
Ken helping us with
He's the
Big
other
Pete.
half of the glue that's making everything look pretty.
And here's the camera setup.
And here's all the cameras. This is what's
Oh,
staring
yeah,
at
yeah,
us. Our
this is
lights
what-
and cameras.
We've
So
got lights up here.
this is what we get to look at for the duration.
This is a great question in the chat
pretty
room.
exciting.
Why does every conference center have the same carpet? I've often
I
wondered
think it's
the same thing.
actually conference center carpet.
It's especially made to be good on echoes.
So it
Keeps the
doesn't.
sound down.
It needs to be busy so it doesn't show stains and body fluids and things like that. I think.
And the roving camera is off and it's back on us.
Should we wrap it up or what?
I think it's time. I think this was pretty good.
I think we did a pretty good job.
We're gonna get this video up tonight, hopefully. Is that feasible?
Yes, of course it is.
Absolutely.
That
Anything
is
you want,
feasible.
Kevin, I think that we can handle.
So we're gonna get the
That's the way it
camera.
is.
We're gonna get this video up tonight. We're gonna watch it,
Sure.
see where we can improve.
So-
I'm sure there's lots of areas.
Maybe people can leave some comments, and if they think we suck, let us know because I don't know. I like
You're so
constructive
passive
criticism.
aggressive.
I don't
That's
think
not
that's
passive.
true.
I'm still learning what it
I
means.
don't think that's true.
But
It was a
Okay.
nice try though.
we're gonna end this show. Tomorrow's the big day. It's Super Tuesday.
What-
What's
what do
the
we
word
have
that
going on
starts with
tomorrow?
Tuesday?
Terrific.
Terrific Tuesday. 9 o'clock.
Tuesday is Terrific Tuesday, starting early, 9 a.m. Eastern, with the BlackBerry Live General Session Keynote. So that is where the CEO, Torsten Heinz, will take the stage. I'm sure they'll have guests. I'm sure they'll have news. I'm sure they'll have surprises. I will be live blogging it, of course. I think it's being live streamed. BlackBerry's been live streaming the last few events, so it will be live streamed.
But you want to watch the live blog because it'll be way better.
Well, you get the reaction. So everybody watches the live blog. I mean, you should have seen when we did the BlackBerry 10 launch in New York there, it was live streamed. We have never had in Mobile Nation's history so much traffic on like a live blog at once.
Sure.
I mean, we have our real-time analytics stuff and all that, and we had to take all of our network quota, put it just to the live feed, and it still ran out, which was awesome. So it doesn't matter if you're streaming. That's actually better for live blogs. Little CrackBerry inside tip there for those running websites. Live streams rule. Following that, there's going to be an executive Q&A session. So we're going to keep the live blog going all morning through that into the executive Q&A. Then there's the lunch break. We'll probably keep things going for you guys to chat. And then we'll have the BlackBerry Jam session keynote, which will be for the developers, more developer focused, but lots of good stuff coming there you guys won't want to miss. And then once that's all done, then we're going to fire up CrackBerry Live for, I'll call it day one, because this is like day zero, us just getting started, making sure the stuff works, and it does.
Yay.
And then we'll go from there. That's it. Thanks to everybody who tuned in live.
We appreciate it.
Kevin and Adam.
See you tomorrow.
Out.